Let's see the Japanese reaction to Mihawk's bounty of 3.5 billion for swordsmanship alone. Let's go. Without the organizational power or influence of the four emperors, and with a single swordsmanship that is superior to red hair, 3.5 billion. If it's a one-on-one fight, he could be second only to Kaido. Even if it's not a one-on-one fight, he could drown about 5,000 pirates in the sea with just one man. He can beat Shanks approved by the Navy. His swordsmanship, though? That's pretty bad. A guy like him wandering around by himself is too scary. The fact that he can teach Zoro skills doesn't mean he's a natural born. I'm glad I got more than I expected. The greatest swordsman in the world. 3.5 billion for an individual with zero organizational power. It's crazy that one person is worth more than the four emperors. It's just amazing that he can surpass the four emperors with the first shot he fires at Shaba. He's Luffy's natural enemy in terms of affinity. I didn't expect it to be more than the four emperors. I laughed when he was replacing the line. Was he planning to take it with him? I didn't think he'd be better than the pirate captains. He's Shanks' rival. And he was originally said to be in the four emperors class on his own. 3.5 billion for pure strength alone. It's interesting to see the various bounty patterns. Mihawk is pure strength. Robin is a danger to the government. Sanji's is due to Jelma's influence. 3.5 billion shouldn't be wandering around so casually. This amount based on individual strength alone, without any organization, is already the most powerful life form in the world. Mr. Creek was hounded by this as soon as he entered the Grand Line, I really feel sorry for him. I knew Mihawk was just a disaster. 3.5 billion is a lot of misfortune for a guy who just entered the Grand Line. He's just too much of a pain in the ass to be bothered with all that time on his hands. There was a Shishibukai with four emperors class. And Mihawk listened to me more than the others. It was a waste to cut off a four emperors who can be used. Don't you think? Crocodile and Doflamingo are to blame. The problem is that there's another monster who's just as good. If not better. He's the future pirate king. He has to be this prestigious. Well, even if he's the strongest in the world, he's the target of the future pirate king's right-hand man. He has to be this prestigious. You're really unlucky, Creek. Well, the man who was called the strongest swordsman in the world from the beginning was better than Shanks in terms of swordsmanship alone, as they say, so I'm pretty convinced that he's going to be this good. I laugh at the fact that he has a higher bounty than his own boss in the four emperors. Only one of them is clearly outclassed. The aftermath of the attack, the wall of ice blocks like that, if you swing it sideways towards the mobs fighting in the war, they would have been almost completely wiped out without a story to tell. The Navy should have left this guy alone. He wanted peace and quiet for some reason, so he joined the Royal Shishibukai where he wouldn't be subjected to unnecessary interference, and then they just let him go. He's a fool to make an enemy like him and fight him head-on. I mean, 3.6 billion should be enough. What's with the 10 million they're holding back? The Navy, it's obvious they just wanted to play with words. What a lot of leeway these guys have. I think it's rather amazing that Shanks was able to compete with Mihawk with his sword, even if he wasn't even a swordsman for a while. Shanks was a pure swordsman when he was young. I guess he switched to the high-energy side after losing one arm. Well, Shanks is a monster in sovereign hockey, so Mihawk must be able to match him in skill. And now that Mihawk has formed a clique, of course the Navy is getting impatient.
Thank you for watching. Good button and subscribe to our channel, please. See you soon.